All right, man. We are back, man. Sankofa Space, man. Web3 NFTs, digital communities, man. My name is Logik. I'm here with Stolen from Africa, Black Love Dow, my brother Symbolik. Stolen from Africa is a Black arts education organization here in Toronto. We focus on cultural and historical awareness of the African diaspora, and we're just out here, man, just trying to connect, build, motivate, build self-esteem, build cultural awareness, and connect with the traditions of Sankofa, because it's not taboo to go back and collect what we may have forgotten. But that's not to say that we're going backwards. It's actually moving forward, and as we move forward, that's where Black Love DAO comes into play, Web3, NFTs, all this, stuff that's happening that has connected the African diaspora worldwide. And these spaces that we've been, tapped into have been a true testament of that. So it's one of the positive aspects of these like digital innovations and platforms, man. So it's cool that we don't have to physically be in the same space in order to bring value and to bring connection, man. So that's what it's all about out here. And I got my brother Symbolik, man. What's going on, brother?
Yo, I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I'm just out here, man. It's at that time of the year, where things just kind of like wrap up, and then setting some new intentions, moving forward, and some new ideas. So right now, for me, it's just a time of planting seeds, yo. We're planting seeds right now. We got some big things moving forward, and ready to build, to connect, man, to activate, man. That's the motive right now.
I hear you, man. Yeah, it's interesting times. The technology keeps moving. We here with the building with the culture. Meanwhile, we're moving through a pandemic. So
Indeed, and this is something that I've spoken about like many times, where it's like coming from like the Black community, or just African diaspora in general, you know, it's almost like like we've always been going through like obstacles and setbacks, and just things that have been placed in our way that have kind of forced us to create like new innovations. So
that
even during this pandemic, like, yes, there's like a lot of like inconvenience and struggles that come with it. Like, one thing that we know how to do, man, is add zero plus zero and make one. So this, I mean,
that
when I think about the beginning of the pandemic, like how much things that I started and I created, and now I'm learning new ways of being. So yeah, it's a struggle, but like from a cultural standpoint and like our experiences, especially in North America, I mean, struggling ain't new to us, man. Like this is what we do, man. We figure out whether we got to climb that fence, where we got to go over it, where we got to jump over it. Like we figure it out. So that's what's up.
digger tunnel. Yo. Uh, Hook me up with some host privileges. We got Kofi and we got Koss. Very
Yeah,
very special guest.
no doubt, man. Respect for joining
Respect.
us. Send the invite, so hopefully y'all can jump on and contribute and let us know where you're tuning in from, because I love to hear like the different spaces and places that we're in. So that's what it's all about. And yeah, man, we just sharing our resources and inspirations. And I know that Symbolic is just always on the go. So he's always has some new updates every single time we link up. There's always a new connection, a new platform, a new idea, a new concept. So it's amazing, man. So we're going to get into that. But big up, Cost. How you doing?
Hey, good afternoon, no, good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah,
And
so my name is Sonia, and yeah, so my brother name is Cos. I'm doing great, thank you. Please, and you?
me, man, we're doing well. Thank you for joining us. And where are you calling from again?
Ghana. So Kofi
Yes.
is my brother.
Hey, big up, Kofi. And I don't know if you want to jump in, but I'm going to add you on as a speaker. I love this international like connection. It really just shows that we really are like one people. And when I think of some of the greats, who come from places like Jamaica, or America in general, man. Like like when I think of like Marcus Garvey, you know, and people of that stature, you know, it's like this is what he was talking about, you know, like when he said Africa unite, like this is what he was talking about. And it's crazy to think like, you know, what he was able to do back then, you know, how he was able to like mobilize. And now that we have all this like technology and resources at our fingertips, I mean, we really don't have any excuse. So we just got to keep moving forward and just be open minded. You know, one thing that I always say is like, you know, we got to be stubborn with like our vision. You know, that vision doesn't change. Like we know what our goals are, but the details, we got to be flexible with that. And when we're flexible with the details, that allows, you know, innovations and things to add on. So it keeps me young, keeps me fresh, you know, because I don't know everything. Like I'm good at what I do, but you know, like there's a lot of things that I got to be open for it, and sometimes we can become like our own prisoner, you know, or create our own prison if we're not careful. So that's what's up, man. But I'll pass it over to Symbolik, man. What's going on, brother?
Cool, man. Just shooting a couple more invites. So, yo, what Kofi? If Kofi's not available, I gotta speak about what he does from my perspective.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Definitely. He has a series of African masks.
Jeez.
And he's done. Yeah, man. They're based on like research, and I'm like, yeah. So when you hear him speak about his work, you're learning. And what struck me was him telling, you know, people in the launch of his recent drop, about like the sentiments that people had about the African masks were negative, you know, and so he was learning, and basically he turned a lot of people's minds around, because, you know, with religion really played a number on us globally. We, you know, I can speak from the Jamaican point of view, sentiments about Africa, you know, previous sentiments about Africa, even in Canada, US, they had us backwards. So really his work is monumental. And so some of these works, you actually have audio that you walk up to it and it's telling you about the mask, and it's presented in a virtual gallery. So you can walk through, and if you walk closer to some of the masks, you start to hear the audio, and oh my gosh, amazing. So yeah, I mean, since Kofi isn't available to jump on stage, I definitely wanted to say a few words about that, because it's stuff that should be in curriculums for sure.
Man,
So
man, oh man. Well, I'm following right now. Yo, big up, brother Kofi. That sounds incredible. And you know, just I like what you just said. It's symbolic. You know, it should be in curriculum, because as you're talking, that's exactly where my mind was going on. You know, because that's exactly what we do. You know, here in Toronto with Stolen from Africa. Like we've created our own curriculum, and we work within schools within the Toronto District School Board and other boards and whatnot. And we bring this type of information to the table because nobody else is doing it. And you know, when things are not present, it's almost like we don't exist. But there's so much more to uncover, and so much things that we can bring forth. And just the way how you explained it, like, you know, this virtual gallery, I would love to explore and experience that myself, because I think that could be like a easy, like, you know, digital field trip. You know what I'm saying? So we can definitely do that and get more into you know, like the history and the culture of our mask. I definitely, you know, am excited to see more about that. I personally love African masks. There's something I've always been gravitated towards. Like, there's a lot of energy that comes with that, and I know that different masks bring different energy and have different like traditions and purposes, and you know, there's a whole like narrative and story that's attached to it. So I'm looking forward to that. I see that the link has been put at the top, so that's what's up, man. African Mask Gallery. I'm going to be promoting this right now, man. Yo, salute for you for doing the work, and I'm going to like incorporate this in my workshops, because this, man, this is exactly what we need to do, man. So big up to you for that, man. Salute, man. Salute.
yeah, you know, it makes me think about Like, I hope I'm not pressing the wrong buttons now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Okay, cool. Twitter was bugging out a little bit. Yeah, that lineage. And so the effect of putting these masks out, putting them on T-shirts and so forth, was that people started to see it differently. And what it makes me think of regarding hip hop is just the negative depictions that have been promoted, and what's the word I'm looking for? Invested in. People have invested in cultural representations of us that are negative. And in fact, you may see this in your workshops as well. A lot of young people don't know the history or the lineage of hip hop, even though they say they like rap. You know what I'm saying?
Super facts. Yep, it's true.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
So it's such important work. So yeah, I want to applaud Kofi. Not only like it's stylish, it's dope. You'll feel, you can feel the culture in this digital artwork. You can feel the story, and on top of that, it has this healing effect. So big up, brother Kofi. Your works will be. Remember when we were in the room where you were when you were dropping, I said the same thing. It should be in curriculums, and it's happening. It's going to happen. So I love that.
I mean, like, I have this like virtual like high school tour that we're working on right now as we speak, and right off the top, like it would be great to just like showcase this, just to really show just the innovations that are happening, and what it means for like disseminating information in these like digital spaces, because this is the future, and I love the fact that we don't have to physically be in the same space, but we can still be present, like energetically, virtually, and what have you, and then having these like forums that we can utilize, because this is extremely accessible. Like when we think of like galleries, physically, it's like, okay, I have to physically go into a space in order to get this experience, but when we have it digitally, it's like, doesn't matter where I'm at, I can just plug in. So it's beautiful. And what I've noticed is that people are hungry for this knowledge, and it's not just Black youth, it's all youth, like people who are seeking truth, because we've all been blinded and lied to collectively, over like centuries and whatnot. So now people are like, when they see truth, they feel it in their soul, in their spirit, in their being, and they're like, yo, I got to know about this. So that's where we're at right now, and we're carrying that torch. It's a huge responsibility, and yo, like we're all part of this movement. We're all doing our part to carry this tradition, man, and that's like all the Sankofa energy right there, man. So big up to the works. I love it. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know, Symbolik, if you want to tap into some of the things that you've been building on this past week, and connections with Black Love DAO, and getting people more informed about like I guess like getting on the blockchain and plugging into NFTs and whatnot. So if you want to let us know what's up with that, they'll be blessed.
Yeah, for sure. Just in closing on that, yeah, I mean, to round it up, it's absolutely that lineage and our knowledge of who we are. That was just the most the worst blow to us, and so it's so exciting that now we're in a time where we're connecting around the world. We're following our passions, and then that translates into brilliant works like I was mentioning, the masks, and there are projects that I want to big up, and I also want to give big shout outs to Stolen from Africa and to you for the works you're doing. Like all of this coming together, that is so much inspiration. And as far as Black Love DAO, I just want to reset, or I don't know if it's a reset, but let's add some context. Black Love DAO exists to create safe and familiar spaces for Black people online, like this space right here, Sankofa. We draw from and integrate traditional African principles like male-female balance, respect for nature, respect for our elders. That's how we do. We onboard African descendants provide learning opportunities and engagement with Web3, crypto, tech, and other emerging technology. Black Love DAO's aim is ultimately to promote, encourage, and incentivize the creation, conception, and dissemination of positive, creative Black art. We're Afrofuturistic. So yeah, like, yo, big up, we have Bone Police. Bone Police out in Europe is from NXM Music Guild on the near side of things, and we're going to talk a little bit about that side. But first, I wanted to talk a little bit about, we did our first walkthrough, so kind of like a pilot Black Love DAO. Like I mentioned, the goal is ultimately to incentivize positive creative work, but at this present time, onboarding our people is just very, very important because it's so early in the crypto you know, era. And so one important side of it is, you know, a lot of people are interested, or they think that the only blockchain is Ethereum. Ethereum is extremely expensive, and that's even before we start to talk about how you do things like minting and so forth. So we had E Fanny down with our whole movement, come out to get lessons in terms of how to use Mintbase, and we did that yesterday. We're going to do more. Basically, it was a Zoom, and we walked through what it's like to mint, being able to see it. So, you know, tap in, send me a DM if that is something that you'd be interested in. I should say that the reason why Near is the blockchain we're talking about. Mintbase is a DApp, a decentralized application that runs on the Near blockchain, and it is like, let's say, the equivalent of OpenSea. It's a marketplace where you can mint and show your NFTs. Mintbase allows for lots of different types of files, including video. You can use, you know, images, music accompanied by a poster. Yeah, and why choose Near? It's a newer blockchain. A lot of people globally, a lot of African descendants are onboarding onto Near. One big reason is because the gas fee is next to nothing. Like, seriously, it is so low. That cost is not prohibitive. Another reason is, you know, people say, well, blockchain, NFTs, isn't that bad for the environment? Well, that shows a lack of information, because depending on the blockchain and on the technology, in the case of Near, it is certified as green. It is an eco-friendly blockchain because it uses proof of stake instead of proof of work to validate the blockchain. So in short, it doesn't use huge amounts of processor power in order to just do anything. Second thing, not to go too deep in the weeds, but there's something called sharding, and sharding is something that Ethereum blockchain is working towards implementing, as well as proof of stake for validating. But sharding means that the blockchain is dynamic and it can grow, so you don't end up having to compete for a smaller amount. If there's more transactions going on, the actual blockchain can duplicate itself and so on, scale up. So that's, you know, some of the reasons why. Not to mention, Near is a growing blockchain, so it's a year old. I feel like my contributions over there, for example, in the onboarding DAO, which we're doing a session actually this coming week with the onboarding DAO, and that's going to be talking with the Astro DAO team. And in fact, Black Love DAO is also on the Near blockchain, and so we used Astro DAO in order to set up our DAO. So I went in a lot of places, but I just wanted to say some stuff about what's going on over at Near. We set up our DAO over there But back to the minting. Yeah, we did this run through with T Fanny. You'll see her around. A very talented musician from out of Calgary, and you know, looked at the principles of like how you do it. See, it's really quite simple. I like to say it's like uploading a video to YouTube, except that you end up minting at the end. So that puts it onto the blockchain. And also the other thing about Mintbase is that you own your own contract, which means you can open it up, code it, put any kind of functionality you want in there, as well as put it anywhere you want, like on your own website or whatever it may be. So yeah, that's what I want to give you a little update in terms of starting up our sessions with Black Love DAO on onboarding and learning about, I'd say crypto and tech in general, but specifically Mintbase, because I've been so active on the Near blockchain recently. What up, Logik?
Yeah, no, that's dope, man. Like y'all are doing like incredible works. I'm loving that. And just like real quick, if people want to get on board, because like it sounds like you're going to be doing like some like weekly stuff, or is it like every so often? People want to get connected with Near and learn more about that. Like what does that look like for you?
Right. Okay. So the onboarding DAO is a good place to start, or just shoot me a message. I love to, support and help my people. So you can also DM me. The onboarding DAO, so that we have to figure out what the January schedule is going to be, but we have 2 events coming up. One is on Tuesday of next week, the 28th, and the next one is going to be with Vandal of DAO Records. He's done a lot of onboarding and helping people. He was a council member, the founder of NXM Music Guild, which has done a huge amount of stuff, including onboarding DAO spawning out of that. So a DAO that, I'm sorry, I didn't say onboarding. I didn't mean to say onboarding. Although onboarding DAO did spawn out of that, but so did Beat DAO, which is creating the Near mixtape, which is going to launch early next year. We've already done tracks that are international. I won a couple of tracks, one with Jazone, a very talented reggae artist, and Paul Kranz on a beat. I did a track with John X. Yes, John X is also super talented Nigerian rapper. So yeah, things are going on over there. But I don't know the next month's schedule, but I can say that Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, we're going to jump on with with Star Pause from Astro DAO. So you hear all this talk about DAOs, that would be a great thing to tap in and learn about. I'm active in a couple of DAOs, but I'm relatively new to it. So I'm excited to have that conversation. And then Vandal, from having all his experience in terms of growing, onboarding, and being on DAOs and so forth, it'll be great to chat with him as well.
Super blessed, man. Big up for all the work that you're doing and making this information accessible, because I'm a firm believer in the each one teach one, and the more we get empowered, man, the more that could spread out to those who really need it. So big up. I want to see if we got hashtag Web3 listed as a speaker. Want to pass the mic over to you, see if you want to add on. Let us know where you're calling in from, and a bit about your works. I'm looking at your bio, says Web3 in the African context, Afrodroid. So I'm very intrigued, man. So what's going on?
Yep. What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
We can hear you, man. Peace. Welcome.
Yep. Thanks. I'm calling in. I'm from Zimbabwe, so just far away from Africa here. So basically, shout out to Kofi for the great work, man. I had a look at the mask, and someone mentioned the mask having different meanings and spirits, and like I think that's definitely really powerful. There's a lot of diverse African history that we need to sort of tap into, and I think looking at it, we're starting in the NFT space. It's in its early stages. I was reading something where Most Def was saying before rappers, hip hop used to sell crack. Now they smoke it. Like in terms of hip hop used to have this positive effect on the community, and then obviously transitioned into something else. So I think for us to have this chance in terms of our artwork and the African story, to have this chance to tell it in our way, in our terms, and it's just beautiful to see the stuff that the work symbolic. Black Down and everything that you guys are doing. So on my side, I'm basically like trying to look into just how the different tools and the different aspects of Web3 can sort of affect Africa in general. So, for example, if you look in the context of maybe them, you have a situation where we have this inflation challenge, and then that's where maybe you get the situation where stable coins get involved. And then, of course, you have many people in the diaspora currently in Europe. Uh, they are sending money. It may be charges of 10 to 13% back home here, and this is something that crypto can also get involved in terms of cutting those remittance costs. So it's all about just finding the practical aspect of the whole Web3 space, and then applying it to the real life problems that are currently facing us. So I think this is a great first step, and I love the work that you guys are doing. So currently, I'm just maybe a beginner in immersing myself into the space in terms of just the security of everything and making sure you're well covered. But I'll definitely be tuning in and getting more involved in whatever we need to do. I really, really, really love the work that you guys are putting out. Let's continue with the positivity. I think there's a lot that we can do together, like in terms of yep.
Man, Meg, man, I'm just loving every minute of this, man. I'm
Yeah.
just, this is just pure good vibes, man. Yo, like, I mean, like, is there like anything else that you would like to add on, about some of the things that you're working on, or other things that you're like excited about that we should know about? Is there anything you want to mention on that?
Yep. So I think currently I've been just getting into the whole. I've been thinking about launching something like Bitcoin magazine, but for Web3 in the African context. So that's currently what I'm working on. It should be launching late January. The idea is to maybe get different people in different spaces involved, and then maybe just communicate and try to collaborate on how we can address different issues which affect maybe the African continent. So I like what Cardano is doing in terms of their work in Ethiopia. That's just the scraping the surface in terms of Web3 just doesn't have to be maybe an NFT that we get rid of. It can be something that is applied into the actual world. So you look at these use cases. There's so much that we can do with this technology, and I'm hoping to be a more effective contributor to this space in the coming months.
Dope. I love the like magazine idea from the Zim perspective. As far as Black Love DAO, we're gonna need some Zimbabwe representation. You should definitely tap in and connect, because that representation is important.
Sorry, yeah, definitely, man. I'll be connecting. I'll definitely reach out to you, and we can maybe see what we can do together. It's definitely some cool stuff that you guys are working on, and I think as we grow in the space together, that's the beauty of this whole digital space. It allows us to connect from different spaces, we connect with diverse views, and then hopefully we can come up with something magical.
Absolutely. And I want to jump back to the hip hop thing. What I realized in this current era, in this Web3 era and globally connected era, is that hip hop is still alive and strong. It's just in the underground. And when back in the days when it had that positive vibe, it was also underground. And I realized that I was disheartened because I thought, oh, you know, the kid, you know, when I walk around, I hear hip hop everywhere now, and I come from an era that they wouldn't let us do shows. They'd be like, no hip hop, no hip hop. Oh, it's just a fad. And now that I see it's everywhere, you know, they say sometimes you should be careful of what you wish for, right? So now hip hop's everywhere, but I'm hearing extremely self-destructive and negative depictions of our people. And so only recently though, and I knew I could go out and find stuff on one of these platforms that jacks us if we're not hitting millions and millions of views, and here I could, you know, SoundClouds and so forth, and you can find good music. It's still out there, probably more than there was back in like the 90s and 2000s because of the technology. So I like to highlight that because I was kind of I was dissuaded by what I was hearing, and not thinking about the fact that we need to give support and our attention and time and care to stuff that is positive, and then just like, okay, they're gonna incentivize. By the way, that's one of the what sparked the idea was thinking of hip hop over years, how they are paying young people to act that way. Like they're saying, okay, that is what we're willing to give money, like a contract. Reminds me of Logik. I just watched your most recent Reminisce show on YouTube or on Facebook, and you were talking about the young rappers that are dying. You know, they're getting contracts, and it's to be that, because it would be just as easy to say, oh, I want to find an artist who is uplifting Black people and showing values, and there are so many out there. You can go on YouTube, you can look up Kemyah, Kemyah. This is someone who's out there, and there are many more, but that's not what they're funding to put on the radio. So anyways,
yeah.
Black, right?
Yeah,
so,
no, that's like a bigger topic, but yeah, anyways, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So we do have Dr. Drop jump up on stage.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Yeah, please introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from, and yeah, tell us about yourself. Go ahead, bro.
Yo, my name is Dr. Dropper, and I'm calling in from Zimbabwe. How y'all doing?
All right, man. Africa in the house, man. Love it, man. International, man. The diaspora is calling, yo. That's what's up. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man. So, I'm happy to be here. I'm just trying to understand what's going on in this crypto world. You know what I mean?
That's what's up, man. I'm just looking at your little bio there, and it says, you know, producer, rapper, singer, songwriter, NFT beat maker, writer, poet. Let's go, man. Tell us a bit about, you know, your production, your music, NFT beat making. I'm really interested in what that looks like. So yeah, go ahead, brother.
So yeah, technically I'm a rapper / singer, and I also produce my own music, and I make beats. So you know how that is. And I just recently got into this NFT thing, and I'm trying to understand what's going on, you know, the dynamic of it all. So yeah, I'm just here trying to connect, you know, meet new friends and all that.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Like in terms of like, you know, like beat making and NFTs, like what does that look like for you?
So recently I've sold at least 3 NFTs, beats, and I think it is technically the marketing of it all. You know, people are still skeptical about trying to get into buying, beats, NFT beats, because it's it's an industry which is not dominated. I mean, there's not too many people doing that where I come from. So, people are just like, man, this is nothing.
So I have a question. Have you heard of Near? The Near
Me,
blockchain? Yeah.
no, not yet.
Okay.
Not
We got
yet.
to get you tapped in. So the Near blockchain is much cheaper to mint. You mint, well, if you're a musician, the best place is mintbase.io, kind of like how OpenSea. So you know OpenSea, right?
Yes, I do.
Right. So OpenSea is on the Ethereum blockchain, and Mintbase is on the Near blockchain. They have done a really good job. Vandal, who I mentioned, we're going to be interviewing him with the onboarding DAO next week, Wednesday. Started the NXM Music Guild, and so there are events that take place virtually, like in crypto voxels, different activities, and so you can actually get paid to do shows. So I would, hit me up, and we'll connect you with NXM Music Guild, because for example, they have a show, they need performers. My guy from, well, actually T Fanny is about to do one, who I mentioned before, and you get paid, right? You get paid for doing those shows. You get paid in Near, which is a cryptocurrency. And so, yeah, I wanted to let you know about that. What I mentioned before, the Near mixtape, we're getting paid in Near for that. So you don't even have to take money out and turn it into Near when you're a musician. You just become active, and you'll be able to earn some Near. So yeah, I wanted to mention that. I see that we have Kwame #1, Dark Myth, is in the house. Big up to you. Did want to mention your group, actually. That was on our list of stuff we wanted to talk about. But Dr. Drop, I do want to know, does that sound interesting to you, like in terms of being active on different blockchains?
Yes, it does sound interesting, and I think I would like to take part in it.
Okay, amazing. Well, yeah, I'll definitely point you in the right direction. Like, yeah, when you go in there, then you'll see I'm in there as well, like being active. So it's a great place for musicians, and I definitely wanted to make sure that we are represented in terms of African descendants of the world. I think that it's just, sorry, one last thing is, it's really important for us to be active, because now is the time when things are being created. The history is being defined right now, and when we're not there to help in that definition. Wow, damn it.
Indeed.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Call came in, I had to reject it. I was just saying, like, when we're not there to define happening, it does not develop. Oh my God.
It's all good. Well, basically, what he's getting at is that, like, it's really important for us to, like, take control of this ship, right? For us to be like the initial storytellers, man, to take a lead on all of this, and that's why he's creating these platforms and these spaces, not just to get plugged in, but just to also make it accessible. Because I know that right now is the time for us to, like, jump on things, but oftentimes, like, the accessibility of things becomes like the challenge, So Symbolik has really created space to kind of simplify things and walk you through the whole process. Because I know that when it comes to, like, the digital space, it's a lot, especially if you're not really in tune with, like, the language. So brother Symbolik is really able to, like, walk you through the step by step to make it happen, to get you from point A to point B. So definitely reach out to him, and he'll get you plugged into the Near connection, the Black Love DAO connection, and all that good stuff. I just want to kind of circulate, just maybe get some other speakers on board. I'm going to add on some peoples. I love this international vibe, man. Like Africa's calling. We're out here, connecting global. It's like no matter where we are, man, we're still one people, and that's something that's the digital space has created, and I'll always champion and always salute. So I don't know who's able to speak. I see that Kofi's listed as a speaker. I don't know if he's able to jump on. If you are, please do. Let us know what's up. I see Nat Nye. Who pronounced that correctly, man? If you want to jump on as well, introduce yourself. Let us know where you're calling in from, and a bit about you and your interests.
Yeah, respect, Stolen. Yeah, my name is Nat Nye. You pronounced my name correctly. I'm the lyrical alchemist. I practice my art through the mediums of spoken word, film, and MC with my partner Stella B. We do a whole lot of projects together. The core of our hearts is Africa and African people, all people of African descent. We're currently based in London, UK, and our mission is really to. We've got a project called Voyage to Motherland, and we want to get back to the continent and continue where we left off, which is going around the different countries and showcasing the glorious history of the past, what's happening now. We really focused on what was happening now last time we were there, and we went to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. And also in showing that, I see your title, this room, Sankofa Space, and that is what it's about really. Once you understand and know where you've been, the heights that you've been, then the future becomes almost limitless in the mind, or it does become limitless in the mind in terms of what we can actually achieve. And seeing ourselves in that active role is imperative. So Voyage to Motherland is designed to basically get the African diaspora, basically all Black people, connected, their hearts connected to our motherland, and to get our people everywhere to be proud of who they are and really aspire for greatness. So that's me. I'm done. I'm glad to be in this room. Give thanks.
Hey, yo, man, I'm just like pressing that fist button like crazy, man. Like that, everything you're saying, man, like that's exactly what we're about, man. And I'm always like fascinated when, like consciousness just aligns, like this is, what we look at, like collective consciousness. So no matter where we are, it's really the same song, the same message, and the same intentions, and that's why, like, Sankofa has been a really powerful theme for us. Our whole brand here, Stolen from Africa, is all about that. Us being in Toronto, North America, trying to reclaim, what was stolen from us. A lot of people think about it as like physical, like literal, enslaved Africans taken out of the continent. But for us, it's like slavery is just one branch of the Stolen from Africa tree. So we're talking about like our culture, our history, our identity, our spirituality, all of these things that have been, stripped of us. And then we had to adopt another culture and another identity, and even our last names and so on and so forth. So Sankofa is all about that, where it's not taboo to go back and collect what we may have forgotten. And, right now more than ever, it really feels like our time, and it's exciting. It's like a homecoming, you know what I'm saying? Like it's but we're coming back with all of this new knowledge as well. So it's almost like, like we never strayed too far away from the tree, even though, we may have taken the scenic route, but we never strayed too far away, man. And now we're all coming back in different ways. And so shout out to you, man, for what you're creating over there in the UK. I'm following you now, and we'll definitely be in touch and connect and see how we can create some collaborations, because I know another thing that we want to do with Sankofa Space along with Black Love DAO is, create more opportunities for just collaborations. Like all of us are artists, we're, creatives, we're historians, like there's so much like magic that we can tap into and just, push things forward, so I'm really excited for that, man. And, we're going to have these spaces every week where we can just tap in and connect and just inspire, man. So big up to everyone who's coming through for the first time, and those who have been following for a while now, man. I think this is like our a seventh session and whatnot. So we're gonna keep on going and building. I love the international connections, yo. What you saying, Symbolik?
Yeah, I just wanted to give another shout out to Darkness. In terms of the things that are going on this morning or earlier, I jumped into Darkness's room, or Kwame number 1. Also an amazing mod in these spaces and so forth. And the room was just like Black people geeking out on the tech and the techniques for creation and art and so forth. and it was really, really amazing. It was inspiring, and in that conversation, people would be talking about like using their drones and what kind of, what the process is all about, but then about their projects, and there'd be projects like showing, I think it was like Elmina Castle in Cape Coast, or one of the castles, like getting topographical views so you can convert that into a digital representation that people can see all around the world. And I've been to that castle, so I don't know if that was the specific one they were talking about, but on that coast is the door of no return, and it's, a lot of people, it's very, very well known because it has such a tragic story where people would go be locked up there before going onto slave ships and never seeing Africa again, unless we were talking about now, maybe we were talking about over lifetimes, but for the last time in their lives, they would be taken through this door of no return and onto ships. And it's such a powerful experience. And this is like a side note, because this is the project, but they were really talking about the process and the tools that they're using to do things. So that was really exciting to me. So I want to give love for that. I think I thought it might be Kwame jumping on, but we got Mamadou jumping on stage. And I'll in a moment, before we close, I do want to mention, I did plan to mention Tika's party that happened. But yeah, I wanted to mention that type of thing is happening, and I think it's really exciting, because we're doing the work with these tools, and also helping to raise awareness with the results of our expertise.
Yeah. So with Tika, is there like any like footage or any kind of recording that people can check out that exists, or was that just kind of like you just had to kind of be there type vibe?
That is a very good question. You know what? I think you can go to Visionaire's tweets, because the recordings, like this room's recorded as well. They were recording it. So you could actually check out the whole vibe, which is amazing. And right now I'm also looking for the tweet to the song itself.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely look out for that. I see we got a hand up. We got another guest coming through, which is Real Alex. Yeah, if you want to jump on, let us know where you're tapping in from, and let us know a bit about yourself.
Sure thing. Hey, my name is Alexa, and I'm tapping in from Montreal. I wanted to just say hey, because I saw the word Sankofa, and I've been living in Ghana for the last 3 years. And Sankofa is like, I think you were talking about it before, right? It's like, is this bird that is looking over its tail and is looking back at its past, but like also like remembering its past to bring into the future, and also just like being able to reclaim your past, when you feel like it's been erased or purposely like disconnected from you. And when I went to Ghana, I actually went during the year of the return. It was not my intention, but it just happened to like work out with work, and I ended up being there working for like a tech startup there. And I loved the creative energy. That was what drew me in from the beginning. I'd been working and living on the African continent for 5 years, and I feel like there's just this beautiful energy everywhere, but there's something about Ghana that like I felt really rooted in, and maybe it was just like I was a bit more mature, and like this was just like a place that I felt like this connected with me. Or maybe it's because I'm half Jamaican, and a lot of Jamaican people or slaves came from Ghana actually. So yeah, there was just something about it that I loved, and then I decided to like come back and like work on my own project there. But I just wanted to say hey, and like it's really great to connect with like other people in this space, and I really want to learn more about like what you are like bringing and onboarding other communities into this space. I work with a lot of women in remote communities, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to doing. But I think that just like connecting with other people is like the first step, and especially when you're not if you're not the first person to do it, learn from the other people that have come before you, right? So you guys already have this road that you've paved, or at least like some kind of path. I'm I'm happy to walk behind you or like beside you, and learn more. So thank you for hosting this, and I hope to hear the next space that you have next week or the next time after that. I'll make sure to be following.
True indeed. Yo, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And like I said before, man, like this like collective consciousness just keeps showing up. And the saying goes that if you build it, they will come. And this is exactly what we've been doing with Stolen from Africa. We're based out of Toronto, so Montreal is not too far. My oldest daughter actually is from Montreal, so I was just there a couple days ago. But anyways, like this, like we started, Stolen from Africa back in 2004, and it started just with like the lack of cultural representation within education, within schools, within just society in general, and knowing that like our stories are here, like we're here, but we're invisible, And the more we started digging, we started learning more about like African Black contributions to Canadian identity. We can save that for another conversation, or you can go to our website, stolenfromafrica.org, to learn more about what we do within schools and curriculum and whatnot. But yeah, this is what it's all about, just empowering each other, building connection and resources, and knowing that, we have this like collective like identity, and even though we come from different places, there's a lot that we bring to the table. But it's all that same consciousness, the same desire for connection, to be empowered, and that's exactly what we're doing with these spaces. So myself and Symbolik, we host like another conversation on Instagram, which is on Mondays, called You Good Fam, and it's basically like a virtual community check-in where we have people calling in, and similar to here, but we get deeper into like the emotional intelligence space, of really like our mental health and how we're really doing. So that's why we call it a digital virtual check-in. And this space here is more so on the technological aspect, and then we have like another show on Tuesdays called the Reminisce Show, where we look at like the history of hip hop, some of the foundations, particularly in Toronto, but then also globally, worldwide. So if you notice, like the common theme between all of it is Sankofa, and that has been a reoccurring theme. And even though we started Stolen from Africa back in 2004, like it's just recently that I realized I'm like, this whole time it's been the Sankofa energy. So it's really cool to see it manifest. And like I mentioned before, we may have strayed from the tree, but we didn't fall too far away, and now Africa's calling, whether it's physically, spiritually, mentally, like, all of it, and we're doing it. So when a sister mentioned about either walking, behind us, so like right away, I'm like, nah, man, you walking beside us, that's what time it is right now. There's no hierarchy. Like we really believe in having that like flat organization approach, approaching things in a circular formation. We got to get out of this westernized colonial mindset of just how things are organizing, because that has not worked. Like there's moments where I'm going to be a teacher, and there's moments I'm going to be a student, and I have like the discernment to know when to switch. So that's what's up. So thank you for your contributions. Like I said, I'm following, and we'll definitely be in tune. I'm going to pass it over to Symbolik. I don't know if anybody else would like to jump on as we're kind of wrapping up, but go ahead, brother.
Just saying just doing a lot of thumb action here. Loving all the gems you just dropped, and happy to further connect.
Fantastic. Love, respect.
Yeah, very exciting, amazing, and also exciting is this. Well, I pinned the tweet. You should be able to see Tika. We were in a room, and I remembered Latasha. Latasha did a drop, and the community came together and created what's called a party bid. A party bid, basically, it's fractionalizing, which means you're able to put a small amount towards one complete bid. And the effect of that for Latasha was, while a whale noticed the price and then basically outbid the party bid. But that's cool. Everyone's happy because the value of Latasha's art is recognized as much higher because of this party bid, and then because of this person outbidding that party bid. So we came together, and I was very happy and excited. Visionaire, who's an amazing person in the space, got a hot mic.
Yo, that's fantastic, man. Like, and I'm really interested in this party bid and just seeing what could be created. Even just like in this small group right here, something that we could work on, collaboratively and collectively, and just, kind of use that as like, I kind of call it like a guinea pig, just so we can really see how, the potential of these opportunities and what that could look like. So, that's really exciting. I'm loving to see like the support and just, new ways of how we can get, our, message out there.
Yeah. And I'm saying, please do go to that party bid, listen to the song. It's a beautiful masterpiece. And I'm not exaggerating. It is, not the standard, idea of beauty, but is an absolutely beautiful woman. And a beautiful song, deep and profound and soulful. So if you can, I threw down a little something on it. We all throw down a little something, then we are really pushing,
True indeed.
Music, really, yeah.
Yo, and shout out Tika, originally from Toronto, but she's actually out in Montreal right now. So, there's, like that connection is right there, man. So we're all connected, even when we don't realize like what we are. So that's what's up, man. But yeah, big up Tika, man, doing incredible stuff. An artist who's been doing it for a while, and like you said, like like may not be like the quote unquote standard on beauty, but what is that anyways? Like beauty is subjective. It's and it's coming from the soul, and it's authentic. To me, like that's what beauty is. Like beauty's authentic. Just be you, and like that will shine through. You know what I'm saying? So didn't mean for that to rhyme, but yeah. So that's what's up, man. I don't know if there's any last some people who have the mic privileges that want to jump on as we're kind of closing. Let us know where you're from. I love this international vibe. Today was a really great conversation. Lots of gems, man. Big up.
Anybody?
Oh, we're good. Everybody's blessed, man. All right, man. Well, on that note, man, big up, respect for coming through, man, to Sankofa Space, hosted by Stolen from Africa, Black Love DAO. We're just here to build with our community, create spaces for education, innovation, and activation, man. That's my new word, man, for 2022, man. Like, we're here to activate, yo. We're just put that battery in the back, man, and you know what I'm saying? Get that car going, and then you guys just go where you got to go. So come through to us, like share, your innovations, and the opportunities for collaborations. We're always, open to that. Especially like, from a Stolen from Africa perspective, you all into like, music, anything video related, anything like education curriculum related, like we're all in that. We work within like the school boards out here in Toronto. We work primarily with marginalized youth, inner city Black youth, and building up their self-esteem and empowerment and knowledge of self in various capacities. And we can't do it alone. So regardless if you're in Canada or in the continent or in the UK, like this is the beauty of these digital spaces. Like, like we can still make something happen. So I just want to put that out there. And yeah, man, just keep it moving, yo.
Yo, Logik, I have two questions for you.
What's up?
First question is, are the youth in your programs gonna be seeing some African masks in the future?
Oh, absolutely. Like I typically would have a virtual session like right after this Twitter space, but we're off for the holidays. So as soon as January, like what is it, like 6 comes around, like I'm gonna be plugging them in, And it's funny because like we were already talking about getting them, in tune with like the NFT space, because I did a little survey and a lot of them are really interested. So I'm going to be plugging you into that as well. And I'm pretty sure I can plug in some of you all as well, because it would be really cool for these young people to see that, like, like there's someone out in Zimbabwe, Ghana, Montreal, like Connecticut, Jamaica, like wherever we are, but we're all singing the same song. I think that's a beautiful thing, So I'm excited for all that moving forward. And like we just got to keep this energy going. One of the most powerful things I realize over time is consistency. You know what I mean? So that's why we have it every week, same time, same channel. 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah.
That was going to be my second question. Are we going to do this again, Logik?
Come on, man. Same bat time, same bat channel. You feel me?
All right. 30,
yeah.
Space. Yo, thank you everyone for.
That's what's up, man. All right, man.
Here. Big up Bone Police, NXM, Cos, Hind. Big ups to everybody. Dr. Dropper. Big ups. what is it? Real Alex, is that right? Big up Real Alex, big up yourself. Nat Nye and Web3. I thought it was Pablo, yeah, Pablo or Pablo's. Big up yourself. Mamadou. Did you get a chance to say anything? Did Mamadou say anything today? No pressure.
No, I didn't.
Oh, hello. Well, let's
you can add on real quick. You can add on real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm in Germany, but originally I'm from Senegal, West Africa. I was born in West Africa, but I came to Germany with the age of 3. And I just saw Bone Police in this space, and I just hopped in because I met him through NFTs. And yeah, I really enjoy it to listen to you guys. And I got really inspired. I got so many ideas right now. When you were talking about mask, I was thinking about in Germany we have this issue to give back masks to Africa from the museums. And I was thinking it would be so great if we could digitalize African masks so we can keep the digital virtual format in Germany, for example, and keep it as an NFT here and give the original back to Africa. So both cultures can enjoy from the spirit, just like you said. Yeah, that's
I
me.
love that.
The last second.
Beautiful. Yo, respect
Connect with
and from Germany too, man. I love it. Yo, that's
Yeah.
what we're dealing with.
house.
Let's go, man.
Germany in
It's a
the house.
beautiful way to close, like, to today's session. And I like that. Like that's a really, proactive way of moving forward, so it's like, yeah, you can still appreciate the art, but like it's the digital version, and you got to return back what was stolen to its rightful owners. I think that's just like, the right thing to do, right? So, but people can still enjoy it in a certain way. So that's a brilliant idea, and I hope you really run with that and move forward. So any way we can support, please let us know. And we're going to do this every week. But Symbolik, what up?
Yeah, I would just say make sure you do tap in with Kofi and check out his gallery, because that is something that should happen. And yeah, that's all I want to say. Oh yeah, I want to say Spendoc is in the house, another brother that makes masks. I collect from Spendoc, and a big up and appreciation. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, big up Spendoc to see he's from New York, man. So again, man, pure international vibes. I love it. And we'll be here every week, every Thursday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time. I don't know, like the time zone difference, whatever. So y'all gonna have to calculate that. But mad love to everybody for pulling up, and let's continue to build, man, from now to and beyond. And we out like that, man.
Peace,
All right,
everybody.
y'all. Peace,
Love.
y'all.